Okay, so really this is definitely about Terry. It's not so much about me, because this is what we consider her training, like celebration, opening, kickoff show for her. And yeah, we do multiple things, but again, like I said, when I started doing this, I really thought of her because it's fun, and Terry just loves fun, and she loves people, and like I told her way back when, is that, you know, we just tend to bring a spirit into rooms that really make people feel good, and then that's what really Premiere is all about. Have any of you been to a Premiere show yet? No. That's really the best part when I come to a show and nobody's been to Premiere, because I love to share the company with everybody, because it is just an amazing company. Premiere is in their 30-year anniversary right now, and they were founded by a husband and wife who, and the wife has just passed in 2010, but they were into relationships. They wanted to continue pursuing personal relationships. They especially wanted to give women an opportunity to stay at home with their children, or provide, or help provide with the family finances, but giving them feeling of independence. Of, you know, we know we're mothers and we're workers and things like that, and we're tired, but this was just something that was going to provide women to have their own business, to work when they want, how much they want, when they want, and just to have a lot of fun doing it. But the company is based on biblical principles, and it believes that every person is a child of God, and it believes that we all should feel just loved and welcomed into this world because we are of God's children. And they serve over 30 countries in missionary work. They are a debt-free company. Okay, so, you know, when I show you this jewelry, because the company is based on the biblical scriptures and things like that, when I show you all this jewelry, this is a lot of fun. You know, but when I think about it, and the company, I feel like there's not one piece of jewelry out here that can compare to the price of life that God has given us. And so when I come in and I show this jewelry, it's all fun, I also feel like I want to bring something else into a show. And there may be some Premiere jewelers that do this and maybe not, but I'll share with you my story and why I feel so connected to the company. But of course, I got my master's at the University of Georgia, and after that, I opened up a gymnastics school down in LaGrange, Georgia, and I had that for 17 years. I relocated to Gwinnett County and married my husband, and
Could you tell them who taught you gymnastics first? Like, how did you get into gymnastics? That's important.
Yeah, well, if we want to get into some of that other stuff, we can do that too, I can tell you that. But Terry did, she did. She was the one who was teaching this stuff at home with me, and then I went on from there. But really, I was at Georgia, not as a gymnast, but I had a graduate assistantship with the gymnastics team as I'm a certified athletic trainer. So I was the athletic trainer, and I was able to pursue my master's degree in exercise physiology on scholarship. Okay, so it was just a great opportunity, and we did win the 1989 national championship. So I do have a national championship ring, which I'm very proud of, which I've willed to my son because back then they made them like really big and bulky, so it's in a safe somewhere. But yeah. So anyways, but since I moved to Gwinnett and I shut down my business, I still coach gymnastics, but I also coach tennis and I coach lacrosse. I do a lot of different things with kids, and I truly believe that for the last 30 years, that really was my calling to mentor young girls. And but I'm getting tired. You know, my body's getting tired. I really want to be with my children. I love my children. I live for them. And I needed something to allow me to work around their schedule, so I didn't miss out on anything. And so between that and being tired, you know, I prayed for probably 2 years. I was just, Lord, you got to send me something that, you know, is going to be less stressful on my body. But because I was divorced, I am completely financially providing for my 3 kids. So, you know, 3 kids, and you know how all that is, right? So I needed to do that. It was all these things, and so I just kept praying, and I waited, and I kept praying, and my sister-in-law Geraldine, her very best friend Lisa Werner, in August contacted me, and she said, look, you need to look into Premier. She said, I think this is something that would be for you, and she's been in it 5 years. She's in Pennsylvania. So I knew, bottom line, I had to be able to go in to homes and speak freely, my love of God and my faith. I could not, that was just me. That's the way I live. You know, I go out and that's all I do is serve. And so I read on the company, and they expect us to go into homes and serve. Terry, who's actually, she's going to be a jeweler today, but she's also my hostess tonight. She's everything tonight. But serve the customers. I had no idea about jewelry. I'm not a jewelry person. I walked around with the crosses on my ears and on my neck, and I had no idea about jewelry. But I knew, I felt strongly that God was telling me, look, this is going to be something for you, and I've got your back, and you go on and you do it, and it's going to give you everything that you need. And I started in September, and sure enough, at this point in time, it's doing everything that I needed to do. My kids are doing great. I'm working when I want to work, and you'll hear more about that. So I feel very, very blessed, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So that's a little bit about Premier. The jewelry, more about the jewelry is considered high fashion jewelry. It's not your fine jewelry, which we all have, but we don't want to walk outside with because we're afraid we're going to drop that diamond or that pearl or whatever. But it's definitely not your costume jewelry. It's high fashion, which is 75% of the market right now. And jewelry is the highest sold product out there. So, you know, like, and what woman doesn't like jewelry? I don't care. I was not a jewelry person, and when I got into this, I am now somewhat of a jewelry person. Okay? And I know a lot about jewelry now, so that's really good too. And it is really neat because I do know about the jewelry. But this jewelry, in a minute, you'll see it's incredibly versatile. There's a lot of reversible pieces. It's definitely affordable, and it's a lot of fun. But I'm going to give you a couple of things first. Let me turn this thing off here. First, I'm going to give you a couple things. These are some clipboards here. Okay, and on the front of the clipboard, the first sheet is a wish list. Okay. We're going to go through several pieces here, and most of the jewelry has names. I've got pens for you, so don't worry. And most of the jewelry has names, so you can write down the name of the piece if you like it. When you start going through the catalogs, you'll also see there'll be many, many things that you like, and you can write down on your wish list. Okay, so the other thing we're going to do, which is a lot of fun, and what's your name again?
Alex.
Alex is going to be in charge, okay?
Oh.
These are called, no, it's no pressure, no pressure. These are called diva dollars, okay? So, yes, as we go, yeah, diva dollars. As we go through the show, you're going to see lots of pieces that you'll like. You're going to see different things that I'm going to do with the jewelry, and if you see if you hear like an ooh or an ah, or I love that, or that's so cool, give them a diva dollar. Okay, and whoever has the most diva dollars by the end of the night gets $10 off their purchase. Okay, so whoever has the most diva dollars, but you can't cheat. You can't cheat. So let me tell you before we get on with the jewelry. There's an April promotion going on right now that you need to know, and it's buy 3 pieces. You get the 4th piece for free, yeah, for free, okay, up to the lowest price item that you bought. Okay, so buy 3, you get 1 free up to the cost of the lowest price that you bought, okay? And that's, you know, that's a pretty big promotion because you're going to tend to see pieces that you like, so keep that in mind, okay? Alright, so before I get started, I'm going to tell you one thing about the jewelry, and this is one of the 3 things that I think really is great about Premier, is their golden guarantee. If you purchase a piece of jewelry and you get it, and you just don't like the way it looks, okay, or you feel like maybe you have an allergic reaction, which we'll go over that in a minute too, you can just call me or Terry, of course, and if it maybe a little piece broke off it or something, call Terry. She'll order it and you'll get it back, okay, with no receipt, and you just need to get her that piece and she'll return it. But after 60 days, the jewelry is lifetime guaranteed on any sort of breakage on the jewelry. So in 10 years, if you come up to Terry and one of your clips fell off, all she has to do is log it into the computer and you get a brand new piece, no receipt, no nothing. There's a $5 shipping charge, but I usually, as a jeweler, I absorb that just because, you know, good customer service, okay? But that is very big for this company as far as having a lifetime guarantee on the jewelry. And I've had several women at different shows that either had a ring or another one had a cross with the cubic zirconium, and after 11 years the cubic zirconium fell off and she just handed it to me and she had a brand new cross in 3 days, and that's after 11 years. So, okay, the jewelry now. The jewelry, we've got 14 karat gold pieces. We've got sterling silver pieces, we've got platinum pieces, we've got silver and gold plated pieces. Now, if you don't know anything about sterling silver versus silver plated, what they do is they take the silver and they take the piece of metal and they melt it together, right? And there's your sterling silver. Well, what they do with the silver plated is they take the silver and they put it on top of the metal and they electroplate it to the piece. Sterling silver has 92.7% silver in it. Your silver plated will have 99% silver in it, okay? The stones are cubic zirconiums or Swarovski crystals. They're not your diamonds, but of course they're as close as you can get to a real diamond. The big difference is, of course, the price. The pearls are glass pearls. They're dipped in a white, like pearl-like essence 8 times, and so they look exactly like pearls. And we're going to have a lot of fun with those right now in a minute. And but they're tied together, knotted together, one by one, every single one of them. The jewelry is made in the United States. It's made in Rhode Island and Texas. So this company is also providing a lot of jobs, you know, within our country. There's anti-tarnishing agents on all of the jewelry, so it's considered hyperallergenic. All right, it's not supposed to tarnish, and it's not supposed to affect people with allergies. And I've had women come in with allergies, and I've not heard from them yet, so I'm pretty sure that's a good thing. Okay, we've got some amethyst and some sapphire. We've got some of your semi-precious stones, lots of shells. What else? I think that's it, but that's what the jewelry is made of. All right, so we're going to get on now. We're going to get to the fun pieces now.